crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the cafe, try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the cafe, try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I think some by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the cafe, try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken with love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I work, work, work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the cafe, try me, I deserve it. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe.
Hey y'all, what's going on? It's me, it's Mokamima. Welcome to the channel. Yo, I decided to go early, go live a little bit early because I am tired and I wanted to go lay down. And if I laid down, I was not going live at all. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please come in, hit that like button today. Ooh. Ooh, please, let's see. Let me see here. Hold on, let me just move this. Hold on. Put these things up. Hold on 1 minute. I'll put up here, let me share my screen with you to show you what we have going on. Okay, here's our hot topics for today. So first we're going to start with this buffoon, Smokey Robinson. He just, when I saw him, he pissed me off with what he had to say. He was doing an interview with CNN. CNN has a new show that they do with Chris Wallace, and it's through HBO Max and CNN, and it's called Who's Talking to Chris Wallace, and they do interviews with different people. This week they were doing an interview with Smokey Robinson and with Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian. So they were interviewing Smokey Robinson, and he sounded like a straight up butthole. And let me say my disclaimer before I get started. All views, topics, and opinions expressed in this video are those of me, Mocha Mima, and my guests are for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, he got up there. He sounded like a total jack behind butthole. And I'm like, he was just so freaking embarrassing. I'm like, Smokey, what the hell are you doing? You sound like a jackass. So let me pull up this video so I can play this for you guys. I was so freaking, when I tell you I was so freaking pissed when I heard this. Here, you guys, let me play it. Here we go.
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call Black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago, or New York, or Detroit, or wherever you were born. For generations, your family has been here, you know? Built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, you know, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
Yo, what is that?
Family
What is
Feud is
that?
on.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again because
You have said that you resent the idea of being called an African American, that
Yes.
you are a Black
I don't get it. I don't get it.
American.
Yes.
Explain.
I think that when they call Black people who were born and raised for generations in this country, if you accept the handle of African American, that says that you don't accept being an American American. You don't accept being born in Chicago, or New York, or Detroit, or wherever you were born. For generations, your family has been here, you know? Built this country too. Sweat and tears and all that, you know, fought in every war, okay? So this is my country here. So I don't want to be called African American. I'm an American American. My people have died and done everything for this country.
Yeah,
Family Feud is on.
yeah. What is wrong with this man? He has lost his whole entire mind. He sounds crazy. He sounds stupid. Then I find out, I watched Joe Madison on Sirius XM. I find out from Joe Madison the man has never even been to Africa. The man is black. Smokey, you're black. You were born, I believe he was born, or I know he's from Detroit. I don't know if he was born there. I didn't even want to look to see where he was born. I know he's born in the United States, but you're from Detroit. Remember the Motor City, Smokey? Motown, you're part of Motown. Like, what is an American? You have African heritage. You're an African American. Like people who may be Italian and live here, they're Italian American. People are Jewish American, Irish American, Mexican American. Like when I heard that, like I'm like, this guy is a jackass. So I was tired and I was done with him. I was really, truly done with him and that foolishness. So next we have up was Gabrielle Union. Now, Gabrielle Union was being interviewed by Idea Generation. That was through Bloomberg. They have one of those series where they interview people. So I saw this. It was on the Hollywood Unlocked. They showed part of the interview. So Gabrielle was talking about her and Dwayne Wade's, their relationship, about bills and things like that. And what people are saying is that she split bills, and I'll put this up on the screen. Let me open it up. They're saying that she said that she splits bills 50-50, but that is not what she said. What she said was that, and I'll play the video for you. What she said was she talked about things being 50-50 in the relationship, but she actually didn't say that they split bills 50-50.
That it is like, you better work, you better work.
Let me see.
You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. You better work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go. It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50.
Now, see, she didn't say, she said it's hard to say we're head of household. Here, we split everything 50-50. Now, she didn't say we split the bills 50-50. And if you see here, this is what she says. She didn't say the bills. She says we split everything 50-50. That could be the parenting. That could be part of cleaning, but I think they probably have a maid. Who knows what that could be? She left that open. So we don't know what it is. You know? But the bottom line is she's a rich celebrity. You know, she has businesses, he has businesses. Who knows what they do 50-50 with their stuff. And know what? Part of me doesn't even care. They're rich. They're rich people. They're not like the rest of us. But people are, you know, they were having a fit going in. Here's people comments going to, I mean, when I tell you they were going in about the whole thing, about her and him. I mean, you see, if you see on the internet, they travel a lot. You know, I'm like, why? People just get too, they get too invested. You know, they get entirely too invested. Me, don't care. I'm like, do what you want to do. You know, it's too, people go too far. They go entirely too far. I'm glad to see you here, Coach Mary Ma. All right, so let me see what we got. Oop. Let me see what we got next up. Ooh, what happened to I lost my docket. All right, let's see who we got next. So, next up, hold on 1 minute. Oh, these people. Okay. So you guys have probably heard about Megan Good, who is now dating Jonathan Majors. I don't know what that's about. Jasmine Brand is reporting. Apparently, they started dating when he was going through his thing with the domestic assault allegations and charges. Megan, first of all, he was playing in the snow like last month. I have no issue against that, but girl, for you, you just come out of this marriage. Now you want to deal with this guy. Megan, you don't have to deal with him. I don't understand why. Why now, Jonathan, are you now turning back to black women? Is it because you went through that situation? Are you trying to use her to get your credibility back up? Are you trying to use her to get back with the black people? What's the deal, Jonathan? I would like to know, Jonathan. Tell me what the deal is. Huh? What is the deal? Are you trying to make things look better? Y'all let me know down in the chat what you think. I don't know. I don't like this. I would rather see him, because he was in a relationship with this woman and everything. Like, I like to see him stay by himself. Megan, I'd like to see you get with somebody else and not with him. Even if this didn't happen, whatever, there's still some problematic things in there somewhere. Let him sort it out himself. And girl, you don't get involved in it. You know, you just got out of that marriage, what, a year or a year and a half ago? Are you healed? Have you worked on whatever it is you had to work on from the marriage? You know, let's take care of that before you start getting with someone who's had some problematic behaviors. Let's take care of that. All right, so we'll just continue on here. You know, this right here. Music off. I don't want to get a copyright strike. This one here, Young Jock. This BS that he pulled right here with this crying. Jock, I'm so tired of you. You met this nice young lady who's an attorney. While you were on the altar getting married to her, the news is breaking that you're having a baby with someone else. Then that, what's her name, Mita, comes out to say, after you guys have gotten married, that you and her were having an affair during one of your breaks or while you were still with Kendra. Kendra's his wife. Then now you're on the, couples retreat. You're on that show. So why are you on here crying? Looking for even more clout, Jock? Why? Why, Jock? Why the crying? Why? I don't get it. I don't get what the crying is about, Jock. We don't need it. I don't care. Save the crying for your family because we don't need to see it. So after Jock cries, then the next day, we get this one, another one, Cameron, with his crying. Cameron's looking for clout because, as we know, what was it, last year, he had the abysmal, corny verses the Lox, and the Lox ate him up in the verses. So now he has to do something. He's in the studio. I don't know why, because his music over the past few years has been trashed. So, he's coming out with something. He was crying. No one cares. But hey, I'm just a reporter reporting the news, and you're crying. Are those real tears, or are you just doing that to show some support for your boys? Either way, no one cares, Cameron. Goodbye. So that was that. All right. So here's my girl. She's out there. She's doing her thing. I love her. Love, love, love her. I'm going to see her twice this summer. I can't wait till she gets here. Of course, you know, the visuals for her tour, beautiful. Startup in Stockholm. I saw a video from that tour. The people out there, you know, they were kind of bland and flat. You know, the people who were down in the Club Renaissance section, of course, you know, they were giving it up. They were with it. But then you saw the people in the stands were like, why are we here? Why did you buy tickets, people, if you're not going to be with it? This is Beyonce. So that was in Stockholm for I believe the 2 nights she was there. Then she went to Brussels. Brussels, they were amped up. They were a little better in Brussels. They were amped up and they were animated. She got over to England and the people showed their natural behinds. They're loving her over in England. So she is just showing up and showing out. So, of course, that is getting her motivated. So I can't wait till she works her way through Europe and then she gets here to the United States. And you know how we do over here. We set it off. So Beyonce, keep doing your thing. We love you. I am part of the Beehive. So no Beehive slander in the comments here now in the chat or in my comments because I might have to come after you. I'm just kidding. I love Beyonce. I've flown, to see her. I've gone to see her in several cities. I just love her. So best to her and to her whole team for the beautiful concert that they are bringing. I can't wait till she gets here back to the U.S. So next, let's see here. We're going to move over to, we'll talk about her husband, Jay-Z. Jay-Z had an event. This happened last September at the Electric Zoo Festival, and the police stole nearly $3,000 in his Ace of Spades champagne. Now the police are supposed to be guarding the place, and they go and they steal his champagne. What is up with that? So I'm hoping Alvin Bragg. You may remember Alvin Bragg from the Trump indictment. I'm hoping that he gets that these people get indicted. You see here, he got 3 cops from that festival that were there over in New York City. I've been to Randall's Island. I went over there to the Panorama Festival. That's where I saw Janet Jackson before the pandemic. But yep, he got these officers over there because they can't be going over there. How are you going to be policing the people and you stealing? And stealing that much worth of champagne? That's just trifling. So, they can't be stealing and then wanting to try to arrest people for someone else. So now, as far as I'm concerned, all their arrests that they made that night are now suspect because they were committing crimes themselves. Shame on you. All right. So let's see what our next thing is. This right here, sad story out of Texas. Very sad. So this 20-year-old man was with this 12-year-old boy. They go into in the parking lot of Target. The 20-year-old man is urinating there in the parking lot. Sonic employee comes out to confront the man for urinating in the parking lot. Then the 12-year-old is in the car, pulls out a gun. I believe it was, but for some reason I thought it was an AR-15. AR-15 pulls out and shoots and kills this man. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So this is the man here, Angel Gomez. Absolutely ridiculous. So now this 12-year-old, his life is basically over because, we're going to see what happened for him to groom this child, because that's what it was. It was grooming. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We got to watch who we leave our children with. I mean, that's the bottom line. Got to watch who we leave our kids with. Let's see what the next thing is. Here it is right here. Martha Stewart, the oldest woman to ever land a Sports Illustrated cover. Martha doing her thing. She looks good for 81. She really does. She looks good for 81, being on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I hear you, Martha. Do your thing. Also, Angel Reese is in that same magazine. I'm going to show you her spread here. Let me show you spread that she has. Here's hers. Let's see if it didn't want to come up. That's it. Yes. Here is Angel Reese. That's a beautiful bathing suit. It is very, you could tell she's not airbrushed. It's very pretty. Okay. She's a very pretty girl. Go ahead, Angel. Do your thing. I think she should have been on the cover, but they could put whoever they want on the cover. I hear you, Angel. Get that money, girl. Get that money, get that exposure. I love her. She still has another year at LSU. So we'll see more of her on the basketball court next year. I like that pose. That shows like strength. Yeah, I'm proud of her. Her and her teammates. She did a great job. Let me see what else I have for you guys. Let me see. Let me see what else I have for you. Trying to make sure I get all. Oh, I know what I have. Let me just pull it up. So I want to send a shout out to all of those who graduated this year. My granddaughter happened to be one of the students that graduated. My granddaughter, I'm so proud of her in spite of she had life challenges in her life. As some of you may know, my daughter passed away when my granddaughter was 14. So I raised her since she was 14. I have raised her. So and she went to college on a full ride scholarship for college and for graduate school. So she's doing an accelerated program. So she graduated this year with her bachelor's, and she will graduate next year with her master's. All of it was paid for through scholarships, and she even has some other scholarships so that if she even wants to pursue her PhD, that will probably be paid for as well. So she's thinking about it, but a way has already been made for her because a lot of people know her story and everything, so they're willing to give her, whatever it is that she needs. And because she's a good student, she's a good citizen, and I won't really take credit for it. I give all the credit to my daughter and how my daughter with the assistance of my son-in-law, who was not her father, but he has been in her life since she was 2, how the two of them raised her and raised my grandsons as well. So, and usually in kids that are in fraternities, sororities, they do their little stroll. But this young man who was at Virginia Tech, he went entirely too far with his stroll. So I'm going to show you this video. You see here, he just went too far, and I believe he tore his ACL, which is the anterior cruciate ligament, I think it's called, in his leg. So he almost took the professor out there that was giving him his who was giving him his degree there. So I know down in Texas there was a story. This was going back where they wanted to eliminate people strolling when they went. They had stopped the spring graduation at, I want to say it was Sam Houston University. They had eliminated the in-person, the distributing of the diplomas because they didn't want kids to stroll, which I thought was stupid. I mean, this graduating is a big deal. I mean, you've worked hard. I know because I have several degrees. You work hard, and that's the thing. And if someone wants to do that, come in and get their degree, let them. Make sure there's enough room for them to walk down and let them do so. And this, let's see. I have one more story here. Let me play this.
About almost everybody that I saw. That one just happened to make it in the show. I wasn't trying to be mean or like say anything negative about Black people. We were looking for a Black donor. That we're Black. We wanted a Black donor. So it was just misconstrued and taken way out of context. Like I talked about quite a few people as we joked looking for donors, but that's the one that made it. And I guess they thought it was funny, and I didn't think it would bother anybody, or else I would have taken it out. I had no idea people were going to be so offended, but I meant no harm whatsoever. We wanted a Black donor. Like I was just like, what? People take things and run with it, and it's. I'm like, what? People who know me know that I didn't mean any harm. So if I offended anybody, I do apologize. But it was a joke between me and my wife and the doctor. Like, we joke like that. We play around. So it wasn't meant to be offensive in any way. No. Offensive to anybody?
That one there with the brat, that's a hard one. When it first happened, it happened a couple weeks ago. Like, people were really in an uproar about it. I mean, she could say that now. It was on the show, and the show was filmed, whatever, how many months ago that show was filmed. The whole thing, to me, it was given that you wanted a white donor. It was, I mean, it is what it is, Brad. To say the guy looked like Jimmy Cricket, I mean, let me see if I still have that picture of Jimmy Cricket. I mean, it's like, to say that, Brad, is like, it's not cool. It's not a cool thing to say. I mean, let me see, I might not have it here. No, I don't think I have it here. I can Google one. I mean, that's really a tough one. That's really a tough one. Brad, you did say it, like you guys knew you were being taped at the time when you said it. You knew what you were saying when you said it. I mean, come on. Like you knew who it was. I mean, that's a tough one. They can say that, but here's Jiminy Cricket. You might remember him from Disney movies. I mean, I used to think he was cute way back when I was a kid. Because, hey, he was Jiminy Cricket. He talked the way through all Disney movies. However, I'm older than Brad. I'm like, 10 years older than her. But, I mean, I like Jiminy Cricket. He was Disney. He was Disney for many years. But to say that somebody looked like one, even if you are joking, to say the only black person looked like him, I mean, it's a rough thing to say about someone. I mean, that's a hard one. That's really a hard one. That's really a hard one. I mean, like I said before, it was just given that you wanted yeah, Coach Mary, it's a hard one, Brad. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but Brad, it was given that you guys wanted a more light-skinned presenting baby. That's what I could say about it. I'm going to drop the link if anyone that's here wants to come up and talk about any of these hot topics or anything that was going on today that I may have missed. Yeah, that Brat one, that ever since it came on, I mean, there was another. She performed somewhere this week, and there was a picture of her with the Bulls jersey on because she's from Chicago, and she had the hole cut out in the Bulls jersey with her belly out, which I thought was a lot. It was too much. I started to cover that, but I was like, I didn't want to feel like putting that up here because I thought that was just too much with her. It was just a lot. It was just a lot for me. It was just really a lot for me. Sometimes it's hot topics are just a lot of the stuff for me. It's just a lot. It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to deal with, and it weighs on me. Oops, sorry, I'm just scrolling down Instagram. There was one. You know what? There was one more thing that I saw there that I did want to open this up. That I did. There was a lady, and I saw this last week. There was a lady who, let me see if I can find the video. I thought I saved it. There was a lady who had her little 3-year-old daughter. I may not have saved it on this Instagram. Her 3-year-old daughter. Here it is. Let me stop it. So I'm going to show this video. This lady made a decision to put a sewing on her 3-year-old child. This one was a tough one. This one I couldn't. I could see where she's coming from, but no, let me play it and then I'll comment on it after because this was a tough one. This was really a tough one.
Katie hearing off Mean Girls because duh. Anyway, when Katie was a baby, she would get frustrated and she would cry and pull out the sides and back of her hair. Now that she's a big girl and we're trying to regrow, we are doing a sew-in today. Yes, I said a sew-in on my 3-year-old. Keep it cute in the comments because after you see this, you will definitely think it's a great idea. Anyway, I took this random piece of a human hair track and I twisted that in on the sides, not in the middle, just on the sides to reinforce those weaker areas. It was 10 o'clock at night, y'all. I waited a little bit too late, but I had a long day at work, so little mama was tired, but she was really being a trooper. I used plastic rubber bands. I just find that they're less tension on her hair. And the whole point of this sew-in is to give the illusion that all back there where y'all just saw is bald is not bald. So that's all it is. We're not trying to add super length. We're not trying to give grown. We're trying to give 3-year-old, okay? As y'all can see, some of these lengths are uneven, and I'll show you why in just a second. So to hide that track, we take a needle, crochet needle, and we crochet the curly hair through just to hide that front track. This will, of course, make some pieces longer than others, but it really does a great job at camouflaging that front weft. This is a major key for kids and adults. After I applied some curl defining products, I evened out the back lengths and blended her hair in with her weave hair. Added some little butterfly clips, of course, because we're giving 3-year-olds. Brought in the black girl magic with the edge control, of course. Swoop-de whoop whoop whoop. And what I love about the sewing is I get to nourish and hydrate her hair in between. Just a little bit of diligence, her hair will be flowing and growing in no time. And she's happy bald-headed or with hair, but look how adorable she is. This is my baby girl, Cadence. We call her Cadence.
Okay. What do y'all think about that? I thought the hairstyle was cute, and I understand where the mother's coming from. But it was just, to me, it was just a lot putting that in the baby's hair. I mean, first of all, it was the fact that when she said it was 10 o'clock at night, I was like, that child needs to be in bed, and she needed to do that earlier if she was going to do something. But then I was just like, seemed like she was braiding it too tight. And then I was like, this was really a quandary for me. I mean, I understood what the mother was doing, and it did look really cute. And I was like, maybe for a special occasion, maybe for Easter or something. But then I was like, this one has me up in the air. It really has me up in the air about it. Like, really, like what? I don't know. This one, I don't know. This one really, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If anybody has a comment, like I dropped the link, I'll drop the link again. If anyone wants to come up, or if you guys in the comments have any comments about it, like that, it's just that's a rough one. I mean, it's hard for us as Black women with our hair. I mean, I know how it was with my daughters and their hair. I remember, having the braid hair, and I remember my sister-in-law giving my daughter a relaxer when my daughter was very young, because my daughter had very thick, coarse hair, my oldest daughter. Like, hair, Black women in hair is a tough subject. Tough subject. I don't know. That right there is, I mean, there's no easy answer for it. I don't know. It's an individual thing. I mean, the mother has to do what she thinks is best, and that's what we have to go with. So I don't know, you guys. I'll leave you on that one. You could the comments will be open. You could always come and think about it. Please ponder on it. Let me know what you think in the comments on that last thing, or comment on any of the topics that were brought up in this video. Let me put up what you said here, Coach Mary. I really thank you for coming by. Coach Mary Ma says, like you say, many things explain why we do certain things. Maybe that was the only time she could spare, hoping that it is not daily that the child goes late to bed. Coach Mary Ma, you're right on the button. Um, yeah, some they could have been running late. She could have another child, and they could have had something to do. She could get up late. I don't know. You know, um, who knows? What I mean, I can't. I don't know. Oh, you're here. Hey, Zero, how are you? Yeah, I don't know that. And then what you say, Coach Mary? Yeah, and that's it. That's her. It is up to the parents what they do for their children. I can't even. I can't even. Yeah, you're Coach Mary. You're right. I can't even begin to think what what the decision that someone needs to make for their child. I can't even really I can't even put down her parenting or anything like that because I'm not in that position and I don't know what I would do. I mean if her daughter could be teased at school, people could be making comments because people are cruel. Who knows? I just, like you said, the mother would decide what's best for her daughter. So I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you everyone for coming by. I really appreciate it. Please check out my other videos that I have done this week. I did a review on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. It's really a great show. It shows Black excellence. It also shows and tells about the history of Black people that go to Martha's Vineyard for vacation. Tomorrow, what did you say? Oh, hopefully you can, Coach Mary Ma. I'll be up here every week. Next week, I will probably be up here on Wednesdays. I'm going to try to make it on Wednesdays when I can. Sometimes it might be Thursdays if I have an appointment on Wednesdays. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, there's some new shows that come out. If anyone watched Young, Famous, and African on Netflix, that starts tomorrow. If you're into dating shows, tonight on TV One, they have a show that starts. It's hosted by Kirk Franklin and his wife, Tammy Franklin. It's called The One. That starts tonight on TV One. Also, if you watch on OWN, they have the show coming back for season 3, The Bell Collective. That starts tomorrow night. It's another Carlos King production. If you keep up with Carlos King and his shenanigans, he's produced another show, Bell Collective. I've watched that the past 2 seasons, and it was pretty good. So, but Young, Famous, and African, that is an excellent show that shows the opulence of stars and megastars that are over in Africa. The show is based out of South Africa, but the stars on the show come from all over different parts of Africa. I absolutely loved season 1. My favorite character, his name is Swanky Jerry. Swanky Jerry is a stylist for the stars in Africa, and he's also has styled people here in America. He's styled Portia Williams Gobadia for her wedding. So he was here. He did her wedding. He also styled some people for, I believe it was the Essence Black Women in Hollywood. He was also there and styled some people. So that Young, Famous, and African, a great show also to watch. So if you can catch those, and you can always catch those on replay, all of those shows. So I will see you back here. I think I have another live on Saturday. I'm going to talk about, and this is for the women. Men you're welcome to join, to listen in. But it's just for the ladies. Like, why do we like the mess? Why do we get into the mess? I think this live is scheduled for Saturday or Sunday. I have that coming up, so please come back so we can have a conversation about that. And then, like I said, I have Summer's House, Martha's Vineyard, that review coming up. And then next week I have Hot Topics as well. So I am going to leave you with this that I always have to say at the end of my broadcast.
Say it with me, kids. If protecting my peace makes me the villain, then bitch, my name is Thanos. Say it with me, kids. If protecting my peace makes me the villain, then bitch, my name is Thanos.
And once again, thank you so much for coming by. And thank you, Coach Mary. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you in the next video. Have a good evening.
Work, work, work. To me, I can work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, in the girl, be murder, try me, I deserve. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are the real.